Hi guys, I'm back as I promised. I want to talk a little bit about independent reading. It says in your packets that you should be reading 20 minutes every day, and I know all of our videos from Mr. Crozier and whatnot have also said the same thing. By the way, speaking of Mr. Crozier's videos, if you haven't seen the videos he made with Rory and Mrs. Noe, make sure you check those out. I know that they were mailed out to all of you. Those are good videos. So our classroom probably is a little different than the other third grade classrooms, and probably different than most of the other classrooms, because we had read to self time quite a bit in our classroom, and we had a way that we did it. So you're supposed to be reading 20 minutes a day. What I want to do is not something new. I want you to do what we've been doing all along. First of all, make sure you find some time, set aside time, maybe after lunch or like 1 o'clock or 10 o'clock, that you have read to self time every day. Expect you to be reading independently for 20 minutes. You have the stamina to do this. We talked about building stamina. You're all great readers, so that's not really a problem. Problem might be getting books. I really don't want graphic novels. I want you to find a book with words. You know a book. You know what I'm talking about. Not Dog Man, not Diary of a Wimpy Kid. You might have to look for that book that you've had sitting on your shelf and read that. It might be the book that I gave you over the break as a gift. That might be a good book for that. But try to find a book. The libraries are closed right now. Maybe your neighbor, who's a little bit older, might have a big collection of books. Maybe they have some Nancy Drew books on the shelf, some Hardy Boys. There's books around. Find yourself a book. Now, in school, we did our daily reading logs. You all remember this. This one is from the beginning of the school year. We have the date we start, the start page, title, end page. We don't have these forms at home, but we don't need these forms. What I want you to do is to just get one of those pieces of lined paper, and you can just write on the top the date, page you started on, page you ended on, and the title. So this says 319. Today's 320. If you start today, yours should say 320. And for the next couple weeks, I expect to see that you've been reading every day. So you can record your start page, end page, like this. All I did was take a ruler, or you could take the edge of a book or whatever and draw some lines there on your lined paper. We're going to keep track of this stuff. You're going to bring this back in with you when we get back to school, hopefully the day right after break. Now, the other thing we did was the blue bookmark. It had all the characters and all those things, but on the back it had all of the events of the story. And you recall that we did this while we were doing read aloud, and then you were doing it on your own. So I have some of mine from Perlou here. We have our characters, setting, conflict, and then it says the first time we read, I wrote a summary. It says Luca Barra tells Perlou that Jolene is about to die and she wants to see Perlou. So what you're going to do, it's a little bit different, but again, we're going to use lined paper, just like in the old days. We're going to make a little column for the date, draw a line there. After you read, I expect you to put the date, and I want you to write the main events that happened. Summarize what happened. So remember, if you're writing lots and lots and lots, you're retelling the story. We don't want you retelling the story. We want you to summarize. That's a skill we've been practicing and working on. So, as it says here, write the key or main events that happened in today's reading. It shouldn't be more than 2 to 3 sentences. If it is longer than that, then you are retelling, not summarized. So every day you read, put the date, write your answer. Oh, that's in cursive. You know cursive, you should do cursive too. And then the next day, summarize. These we're going to be seeing when we get home, or get back to school, not home, sorry. So that's what I want you to do with read to self. I also want you to be practicing your multiplication facts, to be more specific. Again, your job in all of this is to work to keep up with your skills, to improve your skills and grow. If you don't have flashcards, make them. We had made them to take home. I know some of you misplaced them, not sure where they are. All you need is a little deck of index cards. Buy these at Walgreens, buy these at Target, not Target, Wegmans. Index cards are everywhere. Get these together and do that. Also, one more thing I'd like you to do is a math game. I would like you to play either with a mom or a dad or maybe a brother or sister. You could teach them how to play it. Is 99. And you may say to yourself, now wait a minute, Mr. Thompson, we do not have digit cards at home. Well, if you have just regular old playing cards at home, you can play 99. Okay? I have a deck of cards here. It's kind of cool. It's a little bit thick, this deck of cards. You'd kind of think this is interesting because it's actually, they're Braille cards. See the little dots there? Actually have Braille markings on them. Kind of neat. Anyways, if we look at a deck of cards, we have the cards 1 through, whoops, 1 all the way through your king. So 1 being the ace. In the digit cards in 99, there's 4 cards for each number. So 4 number 2s, 4 number 3s, 4 numbers 4s, 4 number 5s, and so on. Or 4, I'm sorry, not numbers, digits. 4 digit 2, 4 digit 3. So in a deck of cards, you have 4 of each number, just like we do in our 99 cards. Now, what I'd like you to do is to take these cards. Ace is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Take out the 10 card, because we're not using that. What card do we need? We need a 0. So I would like you to use the queen as the 0 digit. Kind of a 0 there with a line through it. The cue is, but use that as your 0. So now we have numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 0. What don't we have? We don't have a wild card. Got to have our 4 wild cards, otherwise the game's not as much fun as it could be. If you have the 4 jokers that are in your deck, use those as wild cards. If not, use the king or the jack, like a joker, as your wild card. You know how to make the close to 100 sheet on your line sheet of paper. Remember, we stopped using those close to 100 forms. We just started using line sheets of paper. You can do the same thing. Okay? So play a little close to 100. Play a little bit of, play close to 100. And when you're doing read to self, make sure you're doing that. Also, practice your facts every day. Another thing that we were doing that we were going to start this last week, was our math journals. We've gone over all the problem-solving strategies and all of those kinds of things. So I think next week we're going to start doing give you some math journal questions. I'll type them or show them to you what I want you to do, and we can start working in our math journal on some of that problem-solving stuff. Moms and dads, if you have questions, shoot me an email. I'll check to see that everybody got this. If you know somebody that's not getting the videos, please let me know, whomever you are, so I can reach out to them directly. And it's Friday. Get some work done today. Be productive. Do your role as being a student as we're working our way through this difficult situation for everybody in America and everybody everywhere. So we all got to do our part. You got to do yours too. So we will talk to you soon. Have a nice weekend. Probably talk to you Monday. Bye.